What's up, guys? Heading to Grassroots Round 2. About half an hour away because I got to stop and get gas. As you can tell, the car is like stacked. Stiffen up the rear suspension a little bit just for the drive there. Trying to help with the rubbing. Still rubbing pretty bad. I don't know how well you can hear me. The canopy's hanging halfway out the passenger window, so that's rolled up maybe an inch and a half, but it's going to be a good time. Blew the transmission on Monday. I don't know if you've seen my Instagram story or not, but I haven't really posted anywhere but my Instagram story about all this. Blew up the transmission, second gear just exploded, and went and bought a unknown first gen transmission, like out of a 2013 FRS, and I can tell you with 100% certainty that the first generation transmissions are exactly identical. The only difference from out of everything I have seen is that your gear select display on like the GR86 and new gen, second gen BRZs isn't active unless you swap sensors. Allegedly, I don't know. I haven't swapped sensors. I literally Thursday night at midnight was like, fuck it, we're bolting this in. I'm gonna make Grassroots happen. So, as you can see, I'm in 6th gear. That does not say 6th gear. So, you know, that being said, oh no, the car doesn't tell me what gear I'm in. I know what gear I'm in. Also, one second. She rubs a lot. Yeah, already smells like burnt rubber just from the rubbing. I didn't get to do any of the alignment stuff I wanted to, any of the bolt check I wanted to. Didn't adjust the e-brake, so I'm going to be adjusting the e-brake at the track. Kind of going from there. I'm gonna send it. I bought a couple of radios so the boys could be spotter for me. Unfortunately, I'm rolling solo until Dayton potentially makes it at around 1 p.m. So I'll be on my own during practice, and I'll have a rough idea how I'm filling the zones based off of how I qualify. But all in all, qualifying 18th at round 1. I'm coming in with like kind of high expectations. I'm hoping that I can qualify at least mid-20s, low 20s, if not 18th or better. That's pretty much my goal for the season, is just qualify in the top 32. I feel like that's pretty realistic, even with all the issues the car is having. But I did make the commitment to do Grassroots this year. I didn't fully commit to making every single round because sometimes stuff comes up and you just flat out can't make it. But I am pretty committed to making all of the rounds, if that makes sense. Like, I want to make all the rounds. I want to get as many points as possible. Like, it's showing up's half the battle. So as long as I can make it happen to where I can show up to every event and I can qualify in the top 32 at every event, to me this year will be a huge success. The only downfall is I now have the E36 that I'm trying to build. So there's a lot of money going out, no money coming in. So if you guys would like to support my constructive criticism is what makes the world go round. But we're 9 minutes away from Evergreen and gonna go get some gas. So I'll see you guys at the track in like 15 minutes. So to adjust the e-brake cable, you literally just pop this boot and then bam, it's a little 10. Trying to find that nice little sweet spot. This is going to be kind of a dope layout, but kind of sketchy. And we're set. Alright, practice session 1, lap 1. So definitely took too much grip out of the car. That entry is way slicker than I was anticipating, but I think we're in good shape. Gonna start figuring it out. Put a little bit of grip into the tires, not too much. We're at like 45 PSI right now. I think I might just do a burnout this time. Practice round 1, lap 3, starting to kind of get a feel for the track. Entry is sketchy. It's super slick. Got to come in kind of hot, cut it wide so it's kind of a dry patch, but then it's just slick. Like, we've had 3 people go into the wall now. Super sketchy. And then the car, it doesn't really make enough power for the rest of the track, but because that entry is so patchy, I'm not doing a burnout. I'm doing like little to no throttle on entry. It's hard to explain, like, because honestly, I just kind of drive. I don't really pay attention to what I'm doing. I try to think about it after the fact. Car's bogging down, cutting out a little bit, has what feels like a little bit of a misfire, but we're getting there. We're cooking. We got 3 more laps roughly until group 2 goes, and then once group 2 goes, we'll get a little break, get a look over the car, talk to the homies that are in the grandstands. Ultimately though, that wasn't terrible. At least I linked the course, didn't spin, didn't exit drift. Now I just gotta fill the zones better. run. Alright, they're fixing cones. We're about to go. Definitely messed that up. Car's still kind of bogging down a little bit. Feels like I'm losing a bunch of power. So that entry's drying up a hair. Not enough to really justify me inflating more. But if I pull just a smidge of grip out, I might take a little grip out of the front. So that way it kind of dives a little bit better and see how that does. Session 2, lap 1. Took some grip out of the car because the track's drying up, but it looks like it's gonna rain. So we will see what happens. Practice 2, session 2. There's a couple sprinkles. Car's pretty much dialed for the dry now, but we'll see how this goes. So it is definitely starting to rain more. Car's like perfectly dialed for the dry, so that's kind of unfortunate. I don't want to put too much grip into it, so not really gonna do a burnout still, but after this I might have to take a couple PSI out. Slick as shit already. So gonna pull a couple PSI out. That was a solid run up until that final transition. Could have pulled a little bit of e-brake, but we'll pull off, check tires real quick, maybe air down a little bit. But all in all, pretty solid. If tires are good, actually I might just try to do a burnout. Alright, so I let a little bit of air out of the tires just to see what happens. It is getting slick. Might even try to do like a little bit of a burnout with pulling some of the pressure out. Try to get it gripped up. It is starting to sprinkle, but there's a couple of spots that the second it sprinkles, it's like driving on glass. So we'll see how it goes. Practice 2, lap 3, 4. Been having some pretty gnarly lineups, but it's gonna be good. We are going to have the most fun. I'm gonna try to just throw down a gangster lap. I put maybe a little bit too much, just a little bit too much grip in the car. We'll find out, but it's still sprinkling. Hell yeah, still just a little bit too much grip, so just no like pull of the e-brake or anything, but that was good. That was good. Starting to come down a little bit harder. There was a little bit too much grip in the car for that. Really just anticipating the wet. So that entry is still a little bit patchy. So I'm thinking a little more throttle. Left foot brake's a little sketchy, but I'm definitely cutting line to try and make up proximity. And I need to not be doing that. So we're kind of getting with the flow of things, figuring it out. But so far we're doing much better. Not really sure why nobody else is staging for practice, but like, hey, I'm gonna get as much practice as I possibly can. No real negativity there. All right, top 32 first battle. Track is allegedly super dry. We got 50 psi in the rear, 40 psi in the front. We're gonna see how this goes. That was sick! Unpredictable for that chase driver, so we weren't predictable. So it looks like Patty Red's going to move on. Now we're going to see Chris Dankers in the GTA 6. He's going up against Ian Capo in that 350Z GTA 6 out front. Looking okay. It looks like they're trying to make a stupid thing that it's confused about. Looked fairly good in the lead run. Driver. So we want predictability, we want big angle. It all needs to work together to create one fluid masterpiece in the lead run. So it looks like Patty Red's going to move on. Now we're going to see Chris Dankers in the GTA 6. He's going up against Ian
very stock. It looks like they're trying to make a stock vehicle do a thing that it's confusing.
Well, that was rough. Definitely need more angle.
350Z. And Chris Dankers in the GT86 is going to chase him down.
Set the pace. Good swoopy initiation there, trying to get out to that touch and go. As we see Chris Dankers now, he's finding something a little bit far back, trying to get that car up close, trying to get it to do a thing. He's trying to get it to do a lot of things that it doesn't really want to do. It seems like, oh, and a straight from Chris. That is unfortunate. Looking at the reinitiation there, so we'll keep eating the lead driver honest here, because the lead driver sets the pace, so it doesn't matter.